There we go. Sorry, stream isn't over. Stream is happening right now. And we're right here. Hi, I'm Natalka. Ish is also here. Ish, say hi.
Hello.
Alrighty.
Can they hear us?
We can hear you. You're actually
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you great. This is exciting. I've got my super speedy cup of tea, not caffeinated. I've made that mistake before. I would be super twitchy for the rest of the stream, as if I'm not already twitchy. Welcome, everyone. Hi. Hi, Eva. How are you? I miss you. We've got a pretty sick stream here for you tonight. We've got a special guest on. Her name's in the description, so you know who she is. And we're going to be talking poetry, which is one of my favorite things. I even wore a blouse with some ruffles for today. We've got Ish. She's got a real spooky background going on. Very good. You can see the lights. You can. We also have a prompt right here. Sorry, my camera's mirrored. It's all weird to me. So while you're watching, if inspiration strikes, go ahead, write a prompt and submit to Tapestry using the QR code. I think I am not a member of the actual Tapestry staff, but I would also appreciate your submission because we're going to read some of our favorites on Saturday night. Isn't that right, Ish? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good. I've got that spiel on lock. Dark academia do be like, Eva. Something that's going to be pretty fun. We're going to have a little bit of audience participation during this. Sorry, I really put on my audience participation voice for that. But if you have a favorite spooky poem, drop it in chat. Drop it in chat, and we'll check it out, and we will read one of them.
Yes, we are open to suggestions.
We also have a pretty good set list of poems lined up. So we'll get into it by introducing our wonderful special guest. Please unmute yourself in the call, Divine. Divine. There she is.
I'm Divine. I'm with Tapestry, so I'm here tonight, and I would like to encourage you again all to submit to Tapestry, please. That's
yes. Submit to Tapestry. Submit. So we're going to kick it off with Divine reading Sea Lullaby by Eleanor Wiley. So if you want to hit it, do you have it?
Yes, I have it up right now.
We'll start with that, and we'll go from there. Alrighty.
Okay, this is pretty short, so I'll try to read it slow. The old moon is tarnished with smoke of the flood. The dead leaves are varnished with color like blood. A treacherous smiler with teeth white as milk, a savage beguiler in sheathings of silk. The sea creeps to pillage, she leaps on her prey. A child of the village was murdered today. She came up to meet him in a smooth golden cloak. She choked him and beat him to death for a joke. Her bright locks were tangled, she shouted for joy. With one hand she strangled a strong little boy. Now in silence she lingers beside him all night to wash her long fingers in silvery light. That's the poem.
Sure you don't. It was a very nice story. I have to say the dark person in me loved it. Yes, that would be incredible. So this is
This whole time. I've been muted this whole time. I'm really sorry about that. I was muted. I think you could hear me through the call. I don't know. Anyways, please, to I don't know. To make a long story short, please submit to Tapestry. Drop your favorite poems in the chat, and Ish is going to be reading Haunted Houses by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. So, take it away.
so this is Haunted Houses, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. All houses wherein men have lived and died are haunted houses. Through the open doors the harmless phantoms on their errands glide, with feet that make no sound upon the floors. We meet them at the doorway, on the stair, along the passages they come and go, impalpable impressions on the air, a sense of something moving to and fro. There are more guests at the table than the hosts. Invited, the illuminated hall is thronged with quiet, inoffensive ghosts, as silent as the pictures on the wall. The stranger at my fireside cannot see the forms I see, nor hear the sounds I hear. He but perceives what is, while unto me all that has been visible and clear. We have no title deeds to house or lands. Owners that and occupants of earlier dates from graves forgotten stretch their dusty hands and hold in mortmain still their old estates. The spirit world around this world of sense floats like an atmosphere and everywhere wafts through these earthly mists and vapors dense, I don't know how to say that, sorry, a vital breath of more ethereal air. Our little lives are kept in equipoise by opposite attractions and desires, the struggles of the instinct that enjoys and the more noble instinct that aspires. These perturbations, this perpetual jar of earthly wants and aspirations high, come from the influence of an unseen star and undiscovered planet in our sky. And as the moon from some dark gate of cloud throws o'er the sea a floating bridge of light, across whose trembling planks our fancies crowd into the realm of mystery and night. So from the world of spirits there descends a bridge of light connecting it with this, o'er whose unsteady floor and sways and bends wander our thoughts above the dark abyss.
Oh, wow. That was really good. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I didn't think it was that good myself, but
I liked it. I
insecurities.
enjoyed it. Yeah, I do just love Longfellow. That was really wonderful. Amelia says, "This goes hard." fancies, and OMG, this is just like Legend of Korra. Wait, I mean, I guess.
I suppose.
I suppose. So I've got up next. I've got a little bit of a crowd pleaser for you guys. This is something. Oh no, I just got a good old desktop notification. No. This is an extremely scary poem. So if you're worried, please keep watching. This is from one of the scariest parts of. This inspired one of the scariest parts of 2019, that being the Cats movie, Cats the musical.
Such innocent days, we can say now.
It's, oh god, that was Amelia. Actually, we went to see it together. It was a time, I'll have you know. So, in honor of the scariest part of 2019, I'm going to read one of my favorites from Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. I'm sorry. This is really funny to me. Let's get into it. This is Macavity the Mystery Cat. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to sing it like Taylor Swift does. Could not be me. So I'll just.
We should all be more like Taylor Swift, in my opinion, but go off.
I mean, you're not wrong. Okay. Macavity the Mystery Cat by T.S. Eliot. Crack the neck. Macavity's a mystery cat. He's called the Hidden Paw, for he's the master criminal who can defy the law. He's the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair, for when they reach the scene of the crime, Macavity's not there. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. He's broken every human law. He breaks the law of gravity. His powers of levitation would make a fakir stare. And when you reach the scene of the crime, Macavity's not there. You may seek him in the basement. You may look up in the air. But I tell you once and once again, Macavity's not there. Macavity's a ginger cat. He's very tall and thin. You'd know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in. His brow is deeply lined with thought. His head is highly domed. His coat is dusty from neglect. His whiskers are uncombed. He sways his head from side to side, his movements like a snake. And when you think he's half asleep, he's always wide awake. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity, for he's a fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet him in a by street, you may see him in the square, but when a crime's discovered, Macavity's not there. He's outwardly respectful. They say he cheats at cards, and his footprints are not found in any file of Scotland Yards. And when the larder's looted, or the jewel case is rifled, or when the milk is missing, or another peak's been stifled, or greenhouse glass is broken and the trellis past repair, there's the wonder of the thing. Macavity's not there. And when the Foreign Office find a treaty's gone astray, or the Admiralty lose some plans and drawings by the way, there may be a scrap of paper in the hall or on the stair, but it's useless to investigate. Macavity's not there. And when a loss has been disclosed, the Secret Service say, it must have been Macavity, but he's a mile away. You'll be sure to find him resting, or a licking of his thumbs, or engaged in doing complicated long division sums. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. There never was a cat of such deceitfulness and suavity. He always has an alibi and one or two to spare, and whatever time the deed took place, Macavity wasn't there. They say that all the cats whose wicked deeds are widely known, I might mention Mungo Jerry, I might mention Griddlebone, are nothing more than agents for the cat who all the time just controls their operations, the Napoleon of crime. The end. Thank you.
Truly incredible. My crime king. Honestly, I stan Macavity. I could take notes. You know, we all have to do some thieving in our days, and I just think he does it better.
Thank you. I'm that's always been one of my favorites out of Old Possum's Book of Practice.
And that reading was A+. I'm watching on the live stream. I like your little
Thank you.
Who said short king?
I think it's really interesting how it describes Macavity as looking just a mess, just a right mess. His coat
Like
is
me right
dusty
now.
from
Like,
neglect. Yeah, exactly. Macavity's hashtag mood. I hated saying that. But he's described as his coat is dusty from neglect, his whiskers are uncombed, and yet in Cats the musical, they made him the smoothest, shiniest, silkiest, sexiest Idris Elba you've ever seen.
I was so worried when I saw that. I was like, who did this?
I
And
don't
why?
know.
And
He's supposed to look awful in the story. But then again, Andrew Lloyd Webber made all of the cats hotter than they were supposed to be.
I mean, Andrew Lloyd Webber was a closeted furry. I mean, we were
Whoa,
talking about this
okay.
one.
We're saying this on stream.
Oh,
Amelia, you're right, he does. And no comment, dentists do hate him. So before we move on to our next poems, I realize we've got a lot more time. So if you folks who are watching would like to drop some of your favorite poems in the old chat, we'll read them. We will read them. That is probably a promise, and also maybe a threat. We'll yes, please drop suggestions, Eva.
do it.
Woo! Do it. So exciting. I really hope I don't know. Give us some good ones. I want to read. I'm also hoping my tea is cooler by now. But in the meantime, because nobody's dropped a suggestion yet, let's see. Do you we could read another one of the poems that we have up. We could let's talk. We could keep talking cats. Let's not keep talking cats. Let's read another of the poems. I know this is going off the order that I had written out, but Ish, would you like to read Ghost House by Robert Frost? I have personal beef with Robert Frost, I'm required to say, but that's a me problem, not an everybody else problem, and so I will listen to Robert Frost once.
I would like you to explain this beef, but alas, I don't think we're going to get one.
He's not the best Robert in poetry. There are so many other good Roberts in poetry that, ooh, the yellow wallpaper, that is definitely not a poem. I think I was thinking of reading that tomorrow during Classics Day. If you want to tune in tomorrow, wink. Cause you know, scary, real scary, man. Robert Pattinson writes poetry with his eyes. You're right. He is another Robert in poetry that's above Robert Frost. Robert Louis Stevenson is above Frost. Robert Burns is above Frost. But again, personal beef.
I physically cannot wrap my mind around Robert Pattinson, or however you say it, but, you know, that's just a me thing. His existence, I can't comprehend.
How?
Yeah.
It's godlike. I don't know how.
You guys read the GQ interview, right? Where he like almost set his house on fire?
I think so. Or like the one where he was... Never mind. I suppose I should read.
Okay. Amelia dropped a poem suggestion in chat. So how about you read Ghost Houses, because we just talked about my Robert Frost beef. And then Divine, do you want to read All Watched Over by Machines of Loving Grace, or do you want me to? It doesn't matter.
You can do it.
All right.
Because, yes.
Yeah, I'll do that one, and then we can do we'll end on your high note, but then we can, if there are other suggestions, wink, please drop them in chat, wink. Amelia, you're like correct but also wrong. But all right, so Ish, let's talk Ghost House.
So this is Ghost House by Robert Frost. I don't know why I keep saying the title of the poem if you just said it, but you know, okay, we'll go with it. I dwell in a lonely house I know that vanished many a summer ago, and left no trace but the cellar walls, and a cellar in which the daylight falls, and the purple-stemmed wild raspberries grow. Oh my god. O'er the ruined fences and grapevine shield, the woods come back to the mowing field. The orchard tree has grown one copse of new wood and old where the woodpecker chops. The footpath down the well is healed. I dwell in a strangely aching heart. Oh, okay.
They can't hear me. It might just be an Amelia end problem. Sorry. Uh, yeah, I was off. That one was on me. My B. Ish, I'm really sorry about that one. Do you want to? You weren't that far in. Do you want to start from?
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty.
Ghost House, Robert Frost. I dwell in a lonely house I know that vanished many a summer ago, and left no trace but the cellar walls, and a cellar in which the daylight falls, and the purple-stemmed wild raspberries grow. O'er the ruined fences and grapevine shield, the woods come back to the mowing field. The orchard tree has grown one copse of new wood and old where the woodpecker chops. The footpath down to the well is healed. I dwell with a strangely aching heart in that vanished abode there far apart, on that disguised and forgotten road that has no dust bath now for the toad. Night comes, the black bats tumble and dart. The whippoorwill is coming to shout, and hush and cluck and flutter about. I hear him begin far enough away, full many a time to say his say, before he arrives to say it out. It is under the small dim summer star. I know not these mute folk are. I know not who these mute folk are, who share the unlit place with me. Those stones out under the lowland tree, doubtless bear names that the mosses mar. They are tireless folk, but slow and sad. Though too close keeping are lass and lad, with none among them that ever sings, and yet in view of how many things as sweet companions as might be had. The end. Excuse my stuttering.
That sounded great. Thank you for that one. That was a banger on in
Not exactly spooky though, I'm kind of surprised.
well, it's spooky in the name. Also, the fact that it's Robert Frost is generally spooky. His pervasiveness in poetry.
Yeah, I'm looking at his photo.
Um,
Man's
okay.
decaying.
I'm going to I'm going to read a poem suggested by our dear Amelia in chat, called All Watched Over by Machines of Loving Grace, which is a little bit less spooky and a little bit more just generally eerie. But it's written by Richard Brodigan. And I'll hit it, I guess. I like to think, and the sooner the better, of a cybernetic meta where mammals and computers live together in mutually programming harmony like pure water touching clear sky. I like to think, right now please, of a cybernetic forest filled with pines and electronics, where deer stroll peacefully past computers as if they were flowers with spinning blossoms. I like to think, it has to be, of a cybernetic ecology, where we are free of our labors and joined back to nature, returned to our mammal brothers and sisters, and all watched over by machines of loving grace. Whew! Mamma mia! That, how do we feel about that one?
I'm a little shocked.
That was
Um,
really good. I feel unsettled at best.
it's very, I don't know how to feel. It was very, like they hit you with so much so quickly. It's kind of like my panic attacks, you know? So,
Yeah.
um,
Lucas says y'all are doing great. Thank you. That was thank you for the suggestion, Amelia. That one's gonna stick with me. I gotta be real
yeah.
with you. That
I'll
was
have to like look it up and read it again.
yeah, it's called All Watched Over by Machines of Loving Grace.
We shouldn't be surprised though. Amelia's a cultured queen.
Yeah, legitimately. Um, sorry. Okay. Amelia says, I'm sorry, Ish.
It's okay.
You're forgiven. You're absolved. Okay. So we're going to. Does anybody else have a suggestion of poem to read? Because otherwise, I'm just going to go straight into poetryfoundation.org because I sure do love poetryfoundation.org. And also, they have some really great collections. If I'm not going to, like, I could, but I'm not going to read the entire litany in which certain things are crossed out by Richard Syke, and I'm not going to because it's not Halloween, but that is a possible thing that I could do.
I know I'm not a viewer, but I could read Hidden Chambers by Neil Gaiman. The Hidden Chamber.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so this is The Hidden Chamber by Neil Gaiman and
I
one of
love
his
him.
books that I had to. A long story. Anyways, do not fear the ghosts in this house. They are the least of your worries. Personally, I find the noises they make reassuring. The creaks and the footsteps in the night, their little tricks of hiding things or moving them I find endearing, not upsetting. It makes the place feel so much more like home, inhabited. Apart from the ghosts, nothing lives here. Nothing lives here for long. No cats, no mice, no flies, no dreams, no bats. 2 days ago I saw a butterfly, a monarch I believe, which danced from room to room and perched on the walls and waited near to me. There are no flowers in this empty place, and they scared the butterfly would starve. I forced a window wide, cupped my two hands around her fluttering self, feeling her wings kiss my palms so gentle, and I put her out and watched her fly away. I've little patience with the seasons here, but your arrival eased this winter's chill. Please wander around, explore it all you wish. I've broken with tradition on some points. If there is one locked room here, you'll never know. You'll not find in the cellar's fireplace old bones or hair. You'll find no blood. Regards. Just tools, a washing machine, a dryer, a water heater, and a chain of keys. Nothing can alarm you. Nothing dark. I may be grim, perhaps, but only just as grim as any man who suffered such affairs, misfortune, carelessness, or pain. What matters is the loss. You'll see the heartbreak linger in my eyes and dream of making me forget what came before you walked into the hallway of this house, bringing a little summer in your glance and with your smile. While you are here, of course, you will hear the ghosts. Oh, always a room away, and you may wake beside me in the night, knowing that there's a space without a door, knowing that there's a place that's locked but isn't here, hearing them scuffle, echo, thump, and pound. If you are wise, you'll run into the night, fluttering away into the cold, wearing perhaps the laciest of ships. The lane's hard flint will cut you. will cut your feet all bloody as you run. So, if I wished, I could just follow you, tasting the blood and oceans of your tears. I'll wait instead here in my private place, and soon I'll put a candle in the window, love, to light your way back home. The world flutters like insects. I think this is how I shall remember you. My head between the white swell of your breast, listening to the chambers of your heart. And that's the end.
Wonderful. I'm back.
Okay, so I zoned out for 2 seconds. Did he kill her?
So
Am I
I
dumb?
interpret things positively. And,
Okay.
actually, now that I think about it, that's more likely. But I would choose to believe that it's almost like it's like eerie in the sense that I think it's almost like I imagine him to be a divorced old father wishing his daughter well into the world as she,
Huh.
I guess, turns 18 and goes off. And
Because,
Oh,
okay. Well, okay. Um,
alright.
nice. So, Amelia dropped another wonderful suggestion in chat. The
mayhaps
bean
try the
eaters.
bean eaters.
Mayhaps try the bean eaters, which is a funny sentence, like without context.
Oh, Eva suggested
Um,
Sam Hain and Finch.
yes. I actually almost was about to pull that one up. Eva, you read my little mind. But
We have a psychic in our midst.
oh my God, we do. Divine, I dropped the link to the Bean Eaters in the on-air chat. Um, if you would like to take a stab at reading that. Um, Amelia says it's not uh, not specifically spooky, but it still goes hard, which I'm down with. I have read it and it's good. It's a short one. It'll be nice.
Can do that. Should I start?
Yep.
Okay. They eat beans mostly. This old yellow pair. Dinner is a casual affair. Playing chipware on a plane and creaking wood, tin flatware. Two who are mostly good, two who have lived their day but keep on putting on their clothes and putting things away, and remembering with twinkling and twinges as they lean over the beans in their rented back room that is full of beads and receipts and dolls and clothes, tobacco crumbs, vases, and fringes. Is that it?
Yes, that was wonderful.
Mm.
I'm
These
going
short
to
poems are really getting it.
yeah. I'm going to pull up. I I know that it's called it's pronounced son, in kind of the Celtic pronunciation. Uh, so I'm going to pull that up. Um, yeah, Samhain. I love Celtic writing. I really do. That wasn't sarcastic. Okay. Song by Annie Finch, The Celtic Halloween. Thank you for the suggestion, Eva. In the season leaves should love, since it gives them leave to move. Through the wind, towards the ground, they were watching while they hung. Legend says there is a scene, stitching darkness like a name. Now when the dying grasses veil earth from the sky in one last pale wave, as autumn dies to bring winter back, and then the spring, we who die ourselves can peel back another kind of veil that hangs among us like thick smoke. Tonight at last I feel it shake. I feel the nights stretching away, thousands long behind the days, till they reach the darkness where all of me is ancestor. I move my hand and feel a touch move with me, and when I brush my mind across another, I am with my mother's mother. Sure as footsteps in my waiting self I find her, and she brings arms that carry answers for me, intimate, awaiting bounty. Carry me, she leaves this trail, through a shudder of the veil, and leaves, like amber where she stays, a gift for her perpetual gaze. Oh, that's wonderful. I really do love that poem. I did kind of lose the iambic pentameter in the middle there, but you know how it goes.
Honestly, I still don't understand the meter thing. I mean, it's a miracle I even passed that test. I like.
This is like a total nerd thing, but I don't know. I'm like super into meter and metrical feet.
I'm looking away.
I do want to read that one section again just because it was so good. I move my hand and feel a touch move with me, and when I brush my own mind across another, I am with my mother's mother. Sure as footsteps in my waiting self I find her, and she brings. That's so good. I love the mother's mother part.
Is this about death?
Yeah, it is.
Probably. Yeah.
It's about Annie Finch, I guess, or the narrator's mom, like dying, and going across the veil. You know.
Yeah,
the
that's
whole
what.
idea of
Yeah.
the thinning of the veil, because Samhain is the time of the thinning of the veil, Celtic Halloween. It's when things are extremely the division between our world and the spirit world is extremely thin.
I would also like to apologize for saying this is Sam Hain earlier.
That's all right. I'm like, seriously, Celtic pronunciation is so difficult sometimes. Like, I literally have friends that I talk about. A friend that I talk about Celtic mythology with, I won't say friends. A friend that I talk about Celtic mythology with, and we have fights over how to pronounce Cuchulainn. So it's like, it's not a big deal. And Eva, it would not be illegal to suggest Hosier lyrics. I mean, totally
honestly,
do a dramatic reading of Talk. I would 100% do a dramatic reading of Talk. But in the meantime, do either of you have any suggestions? Because I also have one other poem that I would like to read before our we're only at 8:40, but we're gonna end with a bang. Because Divine's going to read a classic. I'm going to read one other that we have planned before that. I would like to read Talk. Amelia, I'm not reading Mother Mother lyrics. I love you. Hosier hits different. And I will read a part. I will read Talk by Hosier, like as a dramatic reading style. I will not sing it because I'm having a lot of trouble learning how to play it on guitar.
Honestly, I would be completely okay if we did dramatic readings of song lyrics. That being said,
wait, hold on a second.
I mean, how many spooky songs are there?
Let me. I've got a good one.
Later on, would I be allowed to read "Do Not Stand at My Grave and Weep"? Because it has the word "grave" in it, and that seems spooky.
Yes, that sounds perfectly
gonna,
terrifying. Excuse my eraser.
Go for it. So
it's my baton.
I'll do Hosier. I'll do the lyric situation, and then you do Not Stand at My Grave and Weep, and then then we'll figure it out from there. You know how it goes. Does that sound good? All right.
Yeah.
So I also have another good spooky song that we could do in a dramatic reading tone. I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the mash. He did the monster mash. The monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. He did the mash. It caught on in a flash. He did the mash. He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where vampires feast, the ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrodes. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. The monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. They did the mash. It caught on in a flash. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. There's a whole bunch more. I could do the rest of that.
I would like to add that I think her viewership just bumped up to 7 the moment you started doing that.
Okay, so it's
It
good
might have
luck,
just
I
been
guess.
yes, okay. We'll have to start every stream with that.
Yeah, no, I'll save that as another surprise for other viewers that tune in later this week. But I will read Hosier talk because it's not too long, and also it's so good. So if you haven't heard these lyrics, or if you've heard the song but you haven't thought about the lyrics, please think about the lyrics. These are like such good. I love him. Ignore me. I'd be the voice that urged Orpheus when her body was found. I'd be the choiceless hope and grief that drove him underground. I'd be the dreadful need in the devotee that made him turn around. And I'd be the immediate forgiveness in Eurydice. Imagine being loved by me. I won't deny I've got in my mind now all the things that we do, so I'll try to talk refined for fear that you'll find out how I'm imagining you. I'd be the last shred of truth in the lost myth of true love. I'd be the sweet feeling of release mankind now dreams of, that's found in the last witness before the wave hits, marveling at God. Before he feels alone one final time and marries the sea, imagine being loved by me. I won't deny I've got in my mind now all the things I would do, so I'll try to talk refined for fear that you'd find out how I'm imagining you. The end. Apologies for the little stutters there. I'm trying not to sing it.
Were those Hosier lyrics?
Yes,
Oh, because for a minute there I thought you were reading an actual poem, and I was like...
It is an actual poem! Lyrics...
You can't...
Yeah, it's an actual poem set to music.
Yeah, I guess.
Apologies for that slurp right there. Hold on. Silent tea drinking. Divine.
Yes, you said you had song lyrics you would like to read.
No, she's got "Do Not Stand at My Grave and Weep," which is
Yeah.
banger of a real live poem, a living poem.
Yes. I'll admit though, I found out about this poem because on Tumblr there's this guy called Tom Hiddleston Sound. Is she?
I thought you were gonna say on Tumblr like I got really involved in the dark academia niche or something, but you like literally blew every thought I had out of the water.
I heard Tumblr and I knew it was gonna go.
This guy, he's a Tom Hiddleston sound-alike, so he does little like recordings of stuff, and that was the best one, or should I say most innocent one?
Oh no, it's like the Zuko dude on TikTok. I'm so glad I'm off that.
Yeah, except he doesn't rap.
Unfortunately. Or fortunately, for better or for worse.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
But I'll shut up and read. Okay.
Tom Hiddleston sounded like, oh my god. Okay, alright, go.
Okay.
You just exposed yourself to...
I did. Okay. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there, I do not sleep. I am in 1,000 winds that blow. I am the softly falling snow. I am the gentle showers of rain. I am the fields of ripening grain. I am in the morning hush. I am in the graceful rush of beautiful birds in circling flight. I am the starshine of the night. I am in the flowers that bloom. I am in a quiet room. I am in the birds that sing. I am in each lovely thing. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I do not die. I didn't read it as good as he did, but...
As good as the Tom Hiddleston sounded like did. Sorry. Eva, what happens in book club does stay in book club, except for when it's a public live stream on a public platform.
Also, this is a Tapestry Book Club collaboration.
Yeah,
how dare you?
In Tapestry and book club stays in Tapestry and book club. It's fun because, like, I'm like the book club like parent, and Divine is like the book club parent, and Ish is like our weird hybrid son.
Weird.
Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I promise. I promise.
What do you mean by that?
Eva, don't say sorry. No, you are our wonderful son that we are proud of. Would you, our son, like to go play catch out in the yard, perhaps?
I don't have arms, so.
How will you write or read?
Because I'm weird. I'm a hybrid.
Stop it. I'm so sorry. You're like, I don't know, we grew you in a lab.
That's Frankenstein.
This is
Our
speaking of which.
Frankenson.
Oh my god, what is this?
Yeah, well,
Oh
yeah,
my
we're
god,
at the,
apparently
it's
Mrs.
like
Ward is
the
watching
Pizza
Dr.
Hut
Ward's
Taco
house.
Bell song. We're at the Pizza Hut, we're at the Taco Bell, we're at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. It's like,
Oh my god, those exist. I forgot.
there's one 2 blocks from my
There's one in the
house.
waterworks.
Yeah, I know. I used to go there all the time when I was younger.
I had never
Wait,
been
why
to
are we talking about pizza?
Okay, we'll get back on
Right,
topic
we're
in
supposed
1
to be
second.
reading.
We'll get back on topic in 1 second. I'll read my next poem, which I do have up, and it's in book form. But yeah, there's the song like, we're at the Pizza Hut, we're at the Taco Bell, we're at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell, except we're at the Tapestry, we're at the book club. We're at the combination Tapestry and book club live stream. Please tune in every day this week at 8 for more fun stuff. I think a lot of them will be a little bit more
What does
polished
that
than
mean?
this. But I've got something good for you guys, something that I think you'll all enjoy, and it's not a lullaby in this book of lullabies and poems for children. It could be a lullaby. I mean, if you sang it, I guess. I don't see how you'd sing it, but this is one of my favorites, and I used to have it memorized, but I don't trust myself to have it memorized for this. So, 'twas Brillig and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jubjub bird, and shun the frumious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the manxome foe he sought. So rested he by the tumtum tree, and stood awhile in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. And at 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with his head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjous Callooh, Calais, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas Brillig and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome raths outgrabe. So, that was Jabberwock by Lewis Carroll. It's
My
real good one.
favorite thing.
Everybody say goodnight to Eva. Bye, Eva.
Goodbye, Eva.
Good night.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you
We're
for
gonna miss you. Hopefully you'll come back tomorrow.
Please do, and just text me, just personally. But yeah, that was Jabberwock. I do enjoy that poem a lot, mostly for the insane made-up words, and also because I do call my cat my beamish boy regularly.
I really do love Lewis Carroll. However, my favorite thing in the world is watching people try and analyze him when no meaning. I
He's
think
not analyzable.
he just wrote it on a trip. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what he did. I don't know how he inspired himself to do this, but
Yeah. Well, yeah. Wait, I'm trying to find it in the book again because I accidentally took out the thing. Let me look in the table of contents. This is what table of contents are for. But I do call my cat my beamish boy. Just because, it's how it goes. Let's see. Those are all songs. Poems for children, nonsense. There we go. That's the category that it's under. It's under nonsense. Oh, I forgot about this. Sorry, I'm gonna bookmark this poem in case we need to fill up just a tad more time. But here we go. Just all of the kind of action in this poem is so exciting to me. Like the whole like. Also, all of the words are literally not real, but they make so much sense, like in context, which is like strange to me. Just a little bit. Like, he took his Vorpal sword in hand. Vorpal's not a word. What is Vorpal? What does that describe? But you kind of
But
get
it like
it.
has like it makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see. Came whiffling through the tulgey wood and burbled as it came. That's such a gross descriptor. I gotta be real with you. That is
Is
like really
whiffling
gross.
not a word?
Whiffling is a word, but it does describe. It's like an onomatopoeia. It describes kind of the sound that the old Jabberwock makes
I see
when
what
it
you're
comes
saying.
whiffling through the wood. But tulgey, the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. Burbled is a word. Why is it burbling? Why is the Jabberwock burbling?
Yeah,
My
Warple
brain is
sounds like the thing when the bird spits up the food into the other bird. That's what I thought of. Sounds like.
That was so funny. Oh my god.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Goodbye, Amelia. Thank you for tuning
Bye,
in.
Amelia.
Bye. We're gonna miss you. You made this so much fun.
1, 2, 1, 2, and through. The Vorpal blade went snicker snack. It's so good. It's so good. All right, moving on. It's 8:53, so it looks like we have time for maybe 2 more poems before we wrap it up. And we've got our good old finisher. And then, Ish, do you have any that you've kind of looked at that you're interested in doing, or do you want me to read the Monster Mash again? Because I can and will do that. That is a threat and a promise.
Perhaps I should do Haunted, even though it's a little bit longish, so I could just go to like half of it and then stop.
Maybe. Let me look at our little document. Could do a... Yeah, Haunted does seem long. Oh, you could do Theme in Yellow by Carl Sandburg. That's it's shorter. It's really good. I love Carl Sandburg, just like as a...
Oh wait, where is it?
I'm dropping it in the Discord chat right now. So you can pull that up. It's on Poetry Foundation. I love Poetry Foundation. I don't think they sponsor people, but if they did, I'd want them to sponsor me like in every day.
Okay, I have it.
Okay.
So it's a little bit short.
Davina says we should do They Got the Definition Wrong. That is, I saw that, I like looked that up after I saw it in your form, and I really did like that. I think we'll do that later this week when it's not specifically poetry. You could even read it tomorrow, because you're on tomorrow. Everybody, Davina's on tomorrow.
Yes, tune in for Davina.
She's going to do great. It's going to be Davina and James and me and Ish tomorrow.
Yes, but it can't be a foursome.
Yeah. Ish has the poem up. Do you have it up?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So I can go.
I have a book of Carl Sandburg stuff right up there, behind the gnome. But yeah,
So
take it away.
This is Theme in Yellow by Carl Sandburg. I spot the hills with yellow balls in autumn. I light the prairie cornfields, orange and tawny gold clusters, and I am called pumpkins. On the last of October, when the dusk has fallen, children join hands and circle round me, singing ghost songs, and love to harvest moon. I am a jack-o'-lantern, with terrible teeth, and the children know I am fooling.
Nice.
So that was it. That's the end.
That is a good poem though. It's kind of more fall than specifically spooky, but I do love it.
Yeah, I was not sure where they were going with that. I thought they were gonna start a cult. Honestly.
I love a cult. You guys have either of you guys seen Over the Garden Wall?
No.
I
Yes,
shouted that. Yes.
that's right. That is like textbook like requirement fall watching. Like I kind of have routines now that I fall into when it comes time for spooky season, and it's Over the Garden Wall, What We Do in the Shadows, and now, as of this year, What We Do in the Shadows TV show, because I put off watching it for a while because I was like, it's not going to be as good and charming as the original, and it was good and charming in a different way than the original. Anyways, yes, Over the Garden Wall. That's what I was
Over the
thinking
Garden
of
Wall.
with Theme and Yellow, was the whole pumpkin people.
Ooh.
That's one of my favorite episodes, I think. Yeah, and I love
I
Paul
think we
Sandberg.
could have even read the lyrics of the people that produced the whole soundtrack of that show, the Blasting Company.
Oh,
All of
yeah.
their songs are fire, and they have really good lyrics.
But actually, I'm gonna pull one of those up. I think.
They just did one. Um, they just like released a song this July, I think, called Candy.
Yeah, I think I haven't heard that yet, but I saw that. I should check that out. I'll read. I can read one of the songs. Should I do? I'm the highwayman. I make ends meet. I could do that. No,
Yes.
I'll read into
If
the.
we're okay with going a little past 9, then I think that's okay.
I'll read Into the Unknown, and then Divine, will you read Song of the Witches?
Yeah.
Sorry, I spoiled that. Whoops. That's our finisher,
Oops.
by the way. It's Song of the Witches. Good old Shakespeare. Our boy Willie Shakes doing a little cameo there at the end. But yeah, that's going to be our finisher. So I'll read Into the Unknown, and then Divine's going to read Song of the Witches, and then we'll wrap it up. And thank you everyone for being here today. It's really super duper exciting that we get to do this, and I'm really grateful that people thought this was worth tuning into.
Yeah, honestly, I thought we were going to just be doing this alone, and I'm very happy we're talking to people.
Yeah, just screaming into the void.
I mean, I do that on a daily basis, but...
Don't we all, baby? All right, here we go. Into the Unknown by The Blasting Company from Over the Garden Wall. Led through the mist by the milk light of moon, all that was lost is revealed. Our long bygone burdens, mere echoes of a spring. But where have we come, and where shall we end? If dreams can't come true, then why not pretend? How the gentle wind beckons through the leaves as autumn colors fall, dancing in a swirl of golden memories, the loveliest lies of all. Oh, that's so good. Oh, I do love it. Led through the mist.
Beautiful, incredible.
I could.
I should probably watch that movie now.
It's a mini series. It's an old Cartoon Network mini series. It's not even that long. It's got like 13 episodes, and they're all like 10 minutes long.
Where can it be streamed? I mean, I guess we're giving corporations our...
Yeah, I think I watched it on Hulu, but I could also...
It's on Hulu, I believe.
Okay, I need a summer binge, so I'll do that. Anyway, so we're at 9 o'clock. We're going to go out with our banger. Divine, do us in.
All right.
Yeah, real quick.
All
Actually, we're gonna end on you, but I'm just going to say real quick. There's also this prompt that's right here, on the screen. Please write a poem, submit to Tapestry, submit your good fall writings to Tapestry. Divine, other side of the screen. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Ish, it's right below you. Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes. Okay.
So please submit to Tapestry. Submit your good fall writing to Tapestry. Specifically, today's prompt is write a poem transforming something ordinary into something terrifying.
It can be as long as or as short as you want.
Yep. And we will read some of our submissions on Saturday night, Halloween, spooky night, because nobody's going out.
He better not be going out.
Better not be. All right, Divine, take it away.
Here I go. Round about the cauldron go, in the poison entrails throw, toad that under cold stone days and nights has 31. Wetted venom sleeping got, boil thou first thy the charmed pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake, eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blind worm sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy's maw and gulf, of the raven's salt sea shark, root of hemlock digged eye the dark, liver of blaspheming Jew, gale of goat, and slips silvered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar's lips, finger of birth strangled babe, bitch delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slab, add spirits of a tiger's for the ingredients of our cauldron, double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
Wow.
I broke up at the end.
Yeah, I had totally forgotten about that one line. Just as a disclaimer for everyone, even if Willie Shakes did it, anti-Semitism is not cool and not hot.
Okay, they cut that out in the poetry.
Any old please be aware of the content you're consuming. All of that. I should have been more aware going into that one. Oops. But
yeah, no, I picked it.
An old
classic. It wasn't in the version I found.
That's all right. It is still an old classic. Tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. We're going to have some. We're gonna do some classic short stories. I know that we're gonna have some Poe. We're gonna do some other good ones. It's gonna be me, Ish, of course, my co-host, Davina, and James. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow night.